Good evening, girls and guys. I'm just gonna follow on from my Instagram post that I put on Sunday evening tonight. Um, I'm gonna try and put this picture if I can because I'm hopeless at technology stuff. So bear with me if this picture does not come up. But I'm gonna try anyways. So the picture what I'm gonna put up hopefully is about how stress can actually affect us in our stage presence, in our physique, in our condition was the word I was trying to get out. So yeah, so if you can see the picture on the left, and if that picture doesn't come up, I'll tell you about it anyway. So the picture on the left was in 2018 at the Rise and Phoenix Wings of Strength World Championships. Prior to that, I'd placed fourth, so effectively in 2017 I was fourth in the world. So 2018, I was on it. I was all over it. I put lots of stress and pressure on myself to be better than even the year before. So there I was, all out training to be better than fourth place for the championships, which was then our Miss Olympia. I was training, I was doing my cardio, my diet was on point, and I ended up looking. I was absolutely gutted because in my mind I looked pretty crap in the placing show because I didn't even place. I think I was 10th or something. But through that year, what happened was I lost my job. My mum was really, really poorly in hospital. She had sepsis, so I was backwards and forwards to hospital. And guys, I'm not making excuses here because in my mind, I was able to cope with this. I was thinking, that's fine, I can cope, I can do anything, as long as I've got my training to fall back on, that's my sanctuary. But obviously my physique did not reflect that I was coping alright, it was far from. So my mum she broke her shoulder and she was waiting for shoulder replacement, which she's only just had done 12 weeks ago, so she waited 18 months for that. But that's by the by. So I lost my job, so I was not really. This was in end of June, and the show was in beginning of September. So financially, I was a little bit stressed. Obviously the issues with my mum. I also had my own injuries to take care of, which was just like a usual year. But the worst part, not the worst part for me, because I guess my mum had a massive impact. But I think I lost my dog, my best friend, 6 weeks out from the show, and he was like my cardio buddy, and it still makes me feel emotional now. But that had a huge impact on how I looked, my stress levels. I couldn't sleep. I even felt a little bit anxious, and that's not me. People who know me know I'm really laid back. I'm really easygoing. Nothing really bothers me, but I was so stressed, and then my nanny was becoming more ill as well. So overall, the whole year was a pretty stressful year. But I had to keep going, and this was my way of coping: was doing the show, doing what I love to do, trying to forget about everything, putting it to the back of my mind, not dealing with it was one of the biggest things. So, and hence the pictures of looking, like I say, to me, that's pretty shit. There was no way I was going to pull out that show. Like, I would have had to crawl on stage, but there was no way I was pulling out that show. But even though I looked crap and that came across on the stage, I was not happy. I just did not want to be there. But at the same time, I didn't want to give up. And I'm sure some people can relate to this when you get to the point of the competition are coming closer and closer, and you don't want to do it, but you do it because you promised people. It's a little bit different if you're pro because you sign a contract, so you have to do it. Even though I imagine if I really wanted to get out of it that year, I probably could have with my injuries and stuff. But yeah, so you can see the difference. So I had to find ways of coping with that stress, and I'm very old school, as most people know. I'm very rigid thinking. Sometimes, I'm telling you all my faults here, probably a closed mind, but now I'm learning. In this past year, what I've learned to do is how to cope with means of stress, and that could be everything from talking to people. But the key things I found was I let my wife Kay, she does Reiki, so alternative therapies. So I was totally like not interested in any of this. But when I was like going through all this stress prior to my show, she's like, "Just let me try some Reiki on you." So I did this weekly, and it did help a lot. And now I keep that up. And then I did my own things. I started talking about. I listened to podcasts and research about dealing with stress and anxiety. I wouldn't say it was anxiety. It was just the stress of like of what had happened in the past 6 months. So rather than trying to bottle it up and just pretend it doesn't happen, or I'll be alright, well, actually, no, I won't be alright, because if I wasn't dealing with it, then it's still going to come back and bite me in the ass for the next time when I compete. So, anyways, the prior to starting prep for the Romania show in 2019, we decided, myself and Kay, that before we get going, we need to get everything down in place. As in, if stress comes along again, we need to have a coping strategy ready. So, so you're not just bottling all things up, and it's not going to affect your physique like it did last year. I mean, because I wasn't even going to do Romania. I wasn't planning on doing Romania. And prior to this, just pedaling back a bit, we booked a family holiday, which was 3 weeks long in the States and in Canada, because I was not meant to be competing. So I had to change my mindset massively, because usually when I start prep, I am so rigid. I live like a monk. Everything's done on time, to the hour. I write it on my diaries. Everything's calculated and meticulous. So I agreed to do the Romania prep on the promise that I would not let that spoil our family holiday in Canada, in America. So when the time came, I trained my mindset basically to think, right, okay, we're going on holiday, we're going to, nothing's bad's going to happen. I'm still able to train there. I can make healthy choices, and the coping mechanisms I had of dealing with his stress, with breathing meditation, with my Reiki, with my supplements, this all helped to combat, and I allowed myself to look at it from a different point of view. So I was actually away from all the stresses of being over here while I was prepping, and it ended up me being in my best condition ever. So I actually suggest that people who are prepping go away for 3 weeks to America. No, I'm only joking. Don't do that. So yeah, it was all down to my relaxed mindset and learning to deal with the stresses, rather than bottling things up. So one of the things I always use, and actually it can turn into a stress if you let it, but if I don't have this little thing going on, I do get stressed. So this is my diaries I write in. This is from 2018, and that was in this one. So just books like this, I write in these like every single day. So going back to the crappy picture, 2018, on that stage I weighed 143 pounds on stage. I don't know what that is in kilos. So the year I've just done Romania, so the second picture, I was actually 9 stone 11, so I was like 136 pounds on stage. So I was a lot lighter, but I looked a lot fuller, tighter, rounder. And all this was pretty much down to the coping strategies that I'd used and implemented before I began my prep. And I was adamant that I was never going to let anything in my mindset change my prep or harm it in any way. So with the Reiki, the meditation that I used to do, when I say meditation, guys, I don't mean I sit there with my legs crossed and start humming like I used to think that we used to have to do. I just focus on my breathing, and I used to do this meditation when I was doing my power walking outside in Canada, just focusing on breathing and getting rid of all the negative energies. And also the supplements that I use, I think I have found are really helpful, and I keep telling people about these. I'm not sponsored by anything by these. I don't get anything for, but I've got these reishi mushrooms, and I swear down by these for immune system, for stress level, for sleeping better. So these are organic reishi mushrooms, and I will take these once in the morning. Sorry, once before bed, and then once if I'm having an afternoon nana nap, I'll take them too. And then the other product I use, the same company, but these are the Lion's Mane mushrooms. Again, I'm not endorsed by them or anything. I found them the ones that work, and they really help my immune system, which is again is a physical stress, which we can do without. And I can hand on heart and say I have survived all the Christmas viruses, being surrounded by snotty clients and gym people and family members who've had colds and flus and viruses and stuff. I've had nothing, and I put this down to my immune system being stress-free with the help of these, with the help of my coping strategies, and not just trying to think that everything's alright when it's not. So basically what I'm trying to say is, if you're stressed out there now and you're beginning prep, or you're trying to build muscle or lose body fat, then stress is the biggest factor that can affect either of them two, body fat loss and muscle gain. So you could be doing, I mean, like me, I have this is my 2018 diary, and it's just full of everything. I've did everything to the letter. I've never cheated, did my cardio, followed my diet, and then this pretty much looks the same as that one, but the difference you can see in the physiques and the outcome, and that's all down to how I manage my stress levels. So guys, and girls, if you're feeling stressed, please deal with it in some way. You can get in touch with me. I can help you. I can put you in touch with the right people. Even try these supplements. Go on Amazon. Try these reishi mushrooms. What bad things are going to happen? Nothing. They can only help. And I wouldn't endorse a product that doesn't work. So give it a try. But first things first, deal with your stress. Write things down. That's what I used to do as well. I used to write down what was bothering me. That was the one thing that Kate taught me to do, was write down the things that are causing you to think about, and why they're bothering you. And the fact sometimes that you write things down, it's out of your head rather than putting it to the back of your head. Because if you just forget about things, it will always come back to bite you in the bum. And when you get into prep deep, you've got all the stresses that come physically, and that's going to hurt your physique big time. So any advice I can give you, or any questions you want answering, please just DM me, inbox me, and shoot me a question, and I'll try my best to help. Okay, have a great week ahead, guys. Stay focused, stay strong. See you soon.